Good morning, everyone. It is pretty early, and I want to try to get this in before anybody wakes up, including my grandson. I hope you've had a restful weekend and that you've been able to regroup for the next week ahead. I am excited, and I just wanted to kind of catch you up with where I'm at. So the first thing we're going to talk about is an extension of the group. The forum is still active. If you'd like to invite anyone to be a part of the group this week, feel free to do so. If you've already filled out the form, please do not worry about filling out the form again. We're just going to extend it for this week, and we're going to go ahead and roll with it because last week wasn't my best week. On last week, so let's talk about exactly what it is that I am doing. I will go over where I feel I kind of made my mistakes and where I kind of got off my trading plan. But for the most part, when I started trading, I was looking for someone that I felt was transparent and honest with everything that happened. And too often I'd be in a trade and I'd be wondering, are they still in the trade? And then we start getting nervous because we're a new trader, and then they kind of get a little offended because we're asking because we don't really know. So what I wanted to do, what I do is I'm just transparent, period. And even though I did not have the results last week that I normally have, I actually took over an 1,800 pip loss for the entire week. Have not had a losing week in a long time. So I was really shocked about that, but I do know that it does happen. I still, really feel that it's important that we talk about that and that we actually see where we went, what we could have done differently, number one, and that we're honest and transparent about it because, it's nice that I can post 6,000 pips a week, and that's great. But then if we don't talk about the actuality of when things do happen or when things don't go right or when the market is just not doing what I see, that's not transparency. That's not truth in trading. And so this is one of those things for me that's very important. I want to be an example of what truth in trading really and truly looks like. Um, with no more delay, we'll get right to it here. I'm going to go ahead and share your screen first. And the first thing we're going to look at is the Telegram itself. Now, to be honest with you guys, most of you have never traded with me. So I'm just going to be honest with you. The truth is that if you're never traded with me before, you really should be using a demo account. If you're not going to use a demo account, then what you'll need to do is just drop a line on your chart for the entry points. That way you can follow along and see how the trades played out. It is very important that you test these trades before actually trading them. And the reason for that is because of leverage. So like I said, I did take an 1,800 pip loss last week. I wouldn't be here sitting talking to you about it if I did not have enough in my account, number one, to trade US 30 in the first place. Number two, that I don't know how to use proper leverage in order to survive the ups and downs that the market does give us. So what happens when I take a trade? These trades are 100% my trades in my actual live account. And what happens when I take a trade is you get a little message that comes in that says, I've opened up a new trade. Of course, it's telling you what I opened it up on. Most of them are on US 30. It is letting you know that I took a sell, and this was my actual MT4 entry price, okay? Sometimes I haven't filled out the stop loss and the take profit. That is because I'm using a visual cue that I'm looking at. If it goes that direction, I just close the trade. Sometimes I do have a stop loss and a take profit, and this is the information that I actually have entered into my MT4. Okay, then when you get, and how you match these up is there's a unique identifier. The unique identifier is the order number for the one that I've placed in my MT4. So this one ended in 366. And it closed down here for this large loss. So I've got this closed. This is the same sell, the entry point. You can just kind of compare them. 27885.52. You come down here and look at this one, 27885.52. You see that it was a loss of 679 pips. Everybody's broker does not count the pips the way that mine does. Mine counts one pip as 10 pips. So that means I'm getting at a penny, $1 per pip. So when you're getting the actual coding that's coming in, it is counting the pips as regular brokerage. So that this was not actually 6,000 pips. This was 679. I did do an updated report where I actually fixed the pip count so that you could actually see it. But for some reason, I don't see it. It looks like it's been deleted, and I don't remember deleting it myself. So I'll probably redo it and post it. And the reason I'm going to do that is just because I like having those report cards and those records, and I keep those. And so that's everything on the chat itself. Right now, we are communicating in here. And that's fine, just because this is kind of private. It's not something that even though I opened it up to everyone, it's not something that I've really been advertising as far as, oh, well, and there's a chat over on this side. But the trades do come in here. Most of them, if not all of them, will be US 30. US 30 was being so unkind to me that I did see some divergence on gold, and I decided to go ahead and take it because I just felt like I just needed a good solid trade, and I knew that it was setting up to be a decent trade. Well, the gold trade not only set up to be a decent trade, it ended up banking a little bit over 600 pips. So occasionally you may see some additional trades, but most of the time you're going to just see US 30. Okay, so we'll stop sharing right there. And let's see. All right, one more thing to talk about. So last week, when I got to Wednesday and Thursday, there was definitely something different about the way the market was trading. And I really believe that it was me, that my entries always seemed to be off. No matter where I got in at, the trade turned around and reversed and went the opposite direction. I do have one educator that I like to follow. And so I was on a live with him, and he was setting up to call this particular trade. Now, I have what I call, it's not what I call, the indicator, the 5 EMA on here. And what it is that it's a exponential moving average for the 5, the 13, the 50, the 200, and the 800. And I'll open this up real quick because I did have to set these up. So these are the EMAs that I'm using: 5, 13, 50, 200, and 800. Hold on just a second. All right, and these are the colors, okay? The yellow is the fastest one for the 5. The red is the 13. The 50 is the aqua. The 200 is the gray, and then the 800 is the blue. So this one particular trade that I like to take has been very successful for me, but for some reason in the market, it was doing it and then reversing right away. So right here at 7:30, we have a green candle where the red line is actually cutting through the body, immediately followed by a larger engulfing red candle. This trade signifies that this should have sold, okay? It did not sell. It turned around and engulfed again with this green candle, which was the big loss that I took, because when it was a bigger green candle, my educator and myself both felt like it was going to go ahead and go for the buy. But if you look at this, we got signal 1, then this is actually a separate signal. It's backdooring a whole nother signal 2. We entered and we immediately hit our stop loss, okay? It just didn't play out. And the funny thing about it is that if you look right here at this green candle right here, I'm going to replay these. And then this red candle, it did go ahead and signal again that it was going to sell off. But by then, I had actually experienced, my rule of thumb is never to take more than 2 losses myself. And by that time, I had taken 2 losses myself and 1 with the educator, and I just simply had to be over and done with it. So anyway, this is how it, first off, this was on the 30-minute. The stop loss on this was over 700 pips. On US 30, that's quite a bit, you know, so you have to make sure that you are trading an account that is big enough to actually handle that. And then on the 30-minute, the way the trades work is you have to wait for the candle to close. So this was the candle at 7:30 CST. And we got the green candle with the red line cutting through the body. Then immediately followed by our engulfing red candle with the red line cutting through the body, which signified a sell. Then immediately followed by another engulfing green candle signifying for the buy. This is the one that we ended up taking. The rule on this trade is that if you're not in profit by 3 candles, we close it. So this trade actually, yeah, it just never got into profit. Ended up closing around here and taking that, but that was still a significant loss. Because you would have entered anywhere around here in this red candle. But then it turns around. We got a red candle with the red line going through. This one fails. Got a green candle with the red line going through. That one, red candle following. It is engulfing. This red candle is larger. And then the sell-off happens. And so like I said, my experience with this particular trade has been pretty much the losses are small, never as big as they were on Thursday. And, you know, it's pretty much it always will at least go in the direction that you need to go into to at least get profit. So when I seen that the educator was having the same problem that I actually had been having, I finally realized that it wasn't me, that it was actually the market that we were trading. And it was trading a little different than what I was used to. So anyway, I hope everything has regrouped and that we'll be ready. I am ready for Monday. I'm ready to get back in and do my thing, and I hope you are as well. I thank each and every one of you for being here. And if you have any questions, please do submit those to me because I will answer them anonymously, and I'll do that on the videos. The videos are easier because so many people are in different time zones and everybody can't get on together. So just make a video, that way anyone can view it at their convenience, and then you can ask your questions. Guys, have a great day, and let's wait till this market opens. Let's get this money.